Elvie Shane, it's really cool to meet you. And I got to make a little confession. You know, when I get far enough north, when my family and I are camping and I can't bring in my own radio station in my truck, I flip over to the satellite radio. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And over the last number of months, I hear a song coming on that satellite radio. And every time it catches my ear, I have to hit the info button on my truck to find out it's Elvie Shane and My Boy.
Yeah, man, they've been good to us. Everybody's been good to us, man. It's crazy how much this song has blown up. It's what's today's date?
September
9th. We're 12 days away from this song being out at radio down here for the first time, and about a year and then about a year and 3 or 4 months from it being out there for the world to hear. And just the fact that, you know, people in a different country are hearing my song, and so many people have made videos on social media, and it blows my mind, man.
Well, the song My Boy just seems to have hit so many people so hard because of the message. And you know, when I was reading up on you, doing a little research after I discovered the song on the satellite when I was way up there, what I love about it is that it's a tribute to your stepson. And, you know, did you guys, you and the other writers, when you wrote the song, did you know you had something special when you wrote it?
Man, I mean, I feel like, yeah, we felt like it. We felt like the song was such a gift because you're always looking for an idea as a songwriter that's going to, you know, hurt, heal, or make you want to cut loose, right? And I feel like this song just kind of had some kind of healing power. For me in particular, I wrote it from a place of hope, because I'm this man coming into this child's life that's already a part of this family structure that has different core values than what I was raised in, and I thought that I was going to ride in on my white horse and save the day with everything I thought was wrong with the picture. And what I found was there was no need to do that, A, and B, that just being a step parent is just a huge challenge in general. So I wanted to write the song so that my son would have a place or something to go back to later on when he's old enough to understand it and really know what my intentions were coming into his life. And, you know, that I remember the day after we wrote that song, one of my co-writers, Russell Sutton. So we had 3 other guys on it: Russell Sutton, Nick Columbia, and Lee Starr. And Russell came outside and he said, "Man, Elvie, I don't think we know what we did last night." And we just all agreed that it was a God song. It felt like a gift. And, you know, here we are 5 years later, and getting to talk to folks like yourself and seeing the song touch like literally millions of people at this point. It's insane.
So you say 5 years ago. So that song's been kind of in the hip pocket, written 5 years ago, eh?
Yeah, man, that song, we wrote that July 31st of 2016. I'd been coming to town for about 7 months. And, you know, and then after we wrote it, we played that song at every writer's round. We got a chance to do everything. And, you know, it's been such a fuel for the fire for our careers and for our families. And I mean, we've all got publishing deals out of it. Myself got a record deal out of it. And it's just, once again, God's song, such a blessing. And, you know, don't know how you believe. I'm not trying to push it on you or anything, but I feel like that song was such a gift. And it took me 4 more years to write a song that anyone was excited about. So I guess the proof's in the pudding.
You said earlier that, you know, it's touched millions of people, and it has. I mean, you know, the power of social media, and especially when you combine social media with radio to get a song out there. You know, that song on TikTok, it became a #1 country song, and there were a lot of tear-jerking moments that came out of that. How does that feel as the artist? You're the artist who brought it to life, and one of the 4 songwriters who created it.
Yeah, man, I think what it did to me that was was the most impressive thing to me as a owner, or one of the many owners of this song now, is that it gave people a way to say I love you in a way that they had never really been able to before. And I never expected that. But when I seen the first video of a child waiting for his stepfather to walk into the room so he could play the song for him, and then watching the reaction there, and just seeing, and then you start seeing the parents playing the song for the children, and you see this emotional response from young children, and it's like, and the song, you'll see this child start to cry and then immediately hug the person that is the stepfather, foster, whatever, or mother or whatever. And I just didn't expect all of that. I thought people would be able to connect with the song and be like, hey, this is my story too. But I didn't know that the song was going to be the catalyst for, these people to say, I love you in a new way.
Now, so we've got My Boy, and we're talking about the impact it's had. Now we got My Girl.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know of any other song that we just lucked out and we were able to change the pronouns on it and put a whole nother song out, and some people still don't even know that song's out there. It's so cool when someone messages me these days on social media and is like, hey, I really wish you'd do a girl version. And I'm able to just go and get the video and send it to them, and, send them a little wink, and really make their day, hopefully. I'm glad we got to go in there and do that song. Now I have my girl, who's 7 weeks old, actually, and I have to figure out a song that competes with My Boy for her one of these days, so she doesn't feel left out.
7 weeks old. Are mom and dad getting any sleep at all?
Man, I'm not getting much sleep, but it's not because of her, because I've only been able to be here maybe a total of 20 something days since she's been here. But it's just the nature of my work, not getting to sleep too much sometimes. But my wife is she's really figured out. She said she's getting accustomed to sleeping a few hours, getting up with her. But Zaylin sleeps great too, man. She slept for 5 or 6 hours last night and didn't bother us once. And then she literally only cries when she's hungry. So you get her up, you feed her, and she goes right back to sleep. And she's a really great baby. I'm
the same way. The only time I cry is when I'm hungry. That's it.
Yeah, I'd say I'm about to get that way myself. I just had to open the door while going and be like, hey, baby, I'm going to need some food soon if you want to go to town and get something. She was like, oh, I'm cooking tacos. I was like, oh, my God, love you more.
You win. Now, you mentioned, because of the way your profession works, your job and what you do, you've only had a chance to be home a few days out of the 7 weeks. And I know that you've been a part of a handful of tours over the course of the last few months. Although it's tough to be away from a family, let alone a newborn, it's got to be nice to be out on the road and playing to people, eh?
Yeah, man, it's tough to leave. It's tough to be gone when you're FaceTiming and seeing the family and stuff like that. But I'm out there getting to do something that I absolutely love to do, and it's play these songs that I pour as much heart and soul as I can into, and as much honesty as I can into, and I see it connecting with folks at such a bigger level now. I got people singing My Boy back to me and that's crazy, man. It's like, how do y'all know my song? But it's awesome. And I have no idea what I've done to deserve to get to go out on the road and open up for people like Miranda Lambert or Brooks Dunn, Travis Tritt. But I'm thankful that I get to do it, and it's been awesome to be able to do it. And hopefully, hopefully things just keep moving in a way that we're able to continue being able to go out there and do what we love to do, and people are still able to be safe at the same time,
There's a 6-song EP that's available called Country Roads.
Oh, you did it. You did it. It's County Roads.
County Roads. I can't even type the word county without hitting the R.
I know, and what it does is if you do type it, it automatically throws the R in there. So everywhere we've sent, like if we send it email stuff about the EP to people, they get it in this Country Roads. And I was just like, John Denver did that, and there's no way I could redo Country Roads.
County
No,
Roads
man.
EP. Now, you know, you could win money on bets on how many radio guys are going to do that every time you do these. Now,
Oh, dude, you have no idea how many of them have done it. I would go as far to say it's 99.9999999%.
God, I should be the 0.1.
I'm sorry. Next time.
No, that's on me. I do have a question about the EP. If I or an Elvie Shane fan were to get my hands on that EP, and people should, what's the first song I should go find other than My Boy?
Oh man. If there's one song on that EP that really captures what it was like for me growing up in the 90s in Caneyville, Kentucky, if someone really wanted a glimpse into more of what made me who I am, Sundays in the South would be that song. But I know you just asked for one, but another song that I just adore off of that EP is Sundress. And it's my strawberry wine, if you will. It's that song about first love and the loss of it, the finding of it, the loss of it. And that song's really special to me too. I don't know, man. It's hard to pick one of my favorite babies off of that one.
That's why I love the question. Yeah, I've been it's so many artists over the years, when you put that, it's kind of a neat litmus test to see what song the artists themselves may be drawn to, and because I would imagine you're a fan of music just like we are, right? Even though you create the stuff.
Absolutely. And I try to, or don't try, I do. I only put songs out and thank God I have a record that pushes me harder to just be who I am as an artist. Like literally, we did this EP and we're working on more stuff right now, and they have not even asked me what we're recording. They just said go record what you're passionate about. But I don't put anything on a project that I wouldn't be happy with, radio or anyone else latching onto and taking to their listeners. I want to be able to lay my head down at night and be comfortable with whatever people are hearing, come from me, story wise, singing wise, whatever.
It's this is an introduction to Elvie Shane for our audience. My boy's starting to really get it going here in Canada, and that's why I'm so happy to have you on here today. But because it is an introduction to our audience of Elvie Shane, I'm going to ask you a question that's pretty broad based, and I'm going to let you take it and go wherever you want. What makes you tick?
Oh man, I mean, first off, family. Aside from my family is my art, my music. I love cars, love fast cars. I've got a 2017 Mustang GT. We call it the Hillbilly Hellraiser. I grew up, man, and when most kids were trying to sneak and look at things on the internet that they shouldn't be, when I was a teenager, I was like covering up the computer so the dial-up sound wasn't too loud so I could get on the internet and look at Car Domain and just look at cars. Love cars, man, but I'm trying. My family's the most important thing in the world to me, and I'm trying so hard right now to find that balance between my art and my work and my family, because without one or the other, there's not really any true happiness in my life. So that's becoming a challenge these days, and I'm thankful for the challenge because it means we're getting busy and more people are latching onto the music. It's number one is definitely my wife coming first, and then my children.
I think I've known you now for about probably 18 minutes, and you've quickly become one of my favorite guys.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
This has been a lot of fun, and we talked before we actually started the interview there. If I didn't know better, because you'd already told me, I would have thought you're sitting in front of a green screen there. That's as beautiful a background. Here we go. We're getting the Elvie Shane tour of the ranch. Unbelievable down there in Kentucky. And beautiful stuff.
We love it out here, man. It's like I lived in Nashville for 5 years, and my wife, we were talking about moving back to Kentucky, and my wife, we were in the car one day, and she said, how do you expect to continue to write the songs for your demographic, for your people that you really want to represent with your music if we continue living in this downtown condo in Nashville, you know. And I was like, you know what, you make a good point. And you know, it's you know, bukus of money for a 750 square foot apartment in Nashville, and that same amount of money, you know, we came up here to Kentucky, and actually less amount of money, we were able to get, you know, a farm. I have corn. I'm a farmer now. And
Elvie Shane, where do people find you on social media if they haven't already? Because there's so many millions of views on My Boy, but for a newcomer here from Canada, where do we find you on social?
just about everything is at Elvie Shane Music or at Elvie Shane. Make sure there's a blue check mark or some kind of verification by my name, because there's a lot of bad people out there that try to take advantage of people and use us as artists to do that. So all of our accounts are verified. Check those out.
Good stuff. Listen, I can't wait. Next time I get down to Nashville, I'm going to be looking for you, and I can't wait, and I hope we cross paths. Thanks for this, Elvie Shane.
No, thank you, buddy. I really appreciate you guys and what you're doing to help get my music out there and make my life better, man. Thank you guys so much.